So here's an interesting thought to chew on for today. Think back to a time when you've had a physical injury, not a big one, maybe, I don't know, a graze or a slight burn or something on your skin. Isn't it quite amazing how that injury just kind of heals itself without you having to do anything? It just returns back to how it was. Maybe some scar tissue if it's a bad injury. But for the most part, your body miraculously knows exactly what it needs to do to heal from that injury. That's physiological, right? But when I say the body, doesn't that really include the mind as well? Aren't we all body and mind combined? And if that's the case, then shouldn't the mind be able to heal itself too? Sure, it's exactly what it does. There is no difference between a cut on your hand being healed naturally by the body and a problem in the mind or a challenge in the mind being healed back to total mental health. In that respect, mentally, none of us are broken. None of us are ill. We just have graced ourselves and it needs to heal. And when left alone, your mind will heal itself. It really will. But the problem is, going back to the physical injury analogy, so let's say you cut yourself, you cut your hand, and there's a scab that forms on your hand, right? If you just let that scab alone, it will heal back. I've cut this hand many times. But if you keep picking at the scab, it will take a while to heal. You may even get infected, take even longer to heal. So you're kind of getting in your own way when you do that, right? Getting in your own way of the body healing itself. The same is true of the mind. When we feel like we have a challenge going on, maybe we feel really anxious, or maybe we feel depressed, or we just don't feel right, then that's the equivalent of kind of like a psychological injury that will heal itself if left. The problem is most of us don't leave it. We pick at the scab, we think about it, right? These problems, these challenges. Let's say depression, for example, you start to feel depressed. The analogy of picking at that scab is identification with being depressed. I am depressed. That's like saying, I am a cut on my hand. You're not. It's a situation that's happened, which, when left alone, will heal itself. So that's easy from a physical injury perspective. Mentally, what gets in the way of healing is thinking, is thoughts. Thoughts that you associate with the challenge that you have. Depression, anxiety, stress, just unfulfilled in life, you attach to that, identify with that, and stop it from healing. If you treated those thoughts as they really are, which are just transitory illusions that just go past, and they were always meant to just go past your field of vision, then you start to heal back to mental health, full mental health, which is your default state. Kind of liken it to kind of going back to home base in baseball in the US, right? We're all at home base. Sometimes we find ourselves in first base, second base. Sometimes we find ourselves, hell, out of the ballpark. But your natural inclination is to come back to home base. And when left alone to heal, you will come back to home base. And that's where you just feel more peaceful. So think about that next time you're going through a challenge. Next time you kind of just identifying with something that feels really negative. The fact that you feel icky about it, the fact that you have negative feelings means that you're off home base, means that somehow there's been some kind of psychological cut that's happened. And it just needs to heal. It's not serious. Let it alone. I promise you it will go back to where it should be, which is just being okay, being at peace. Have have a think about that and let me know what you think. See ya.